And then we get into the awkward parts. You have a good match like that, and then almost have what you have as a filler match. I'm sorry, Bayley. Bayley, oops, Bayley and Lacey Evans. So I was already concerned about this match going in because I was concerned Lacey still feels a little green in the ring. I didn't think the match was terrible. Again, Sasha not being in the Rumble surprised me. So then the first thought in my head is, well, is she gonna help come out and help Bayley in the match? No, made no Sasha at all. This is a huge, huge surprise. Um, expected. Bayley, maintain or retains the title. The match itself, I feel like a rematch would be better. Chemistry still felt a little off. Another had them, the interactions on SmackDown and been in the ring together. It didn't feel, like I said, a lot of Lacey's matches to this point, they have gotten better from where she started, but they still feel kind of disjointed. So it's still a work in progress. I love the character. Still, in a way, it feels weird seeing her as a face, but she can make it work. I really believe in the character, and I like the taunting that Bayley did as well. Got the daughter and husband at ringside, but Bayley winning in heelish ways, holding the tight. So how can you argue with that? Bayley living up to her new role. The second time, I believe, off the top of my head, because I remember when she defended against Charlotte after she won, she also did the same thing. So hey, do what you have to do to win. I'm okay with that. Um, I'm gonna give that one a C minus. To me, of all the matches of the night, that was the one that I graded the lowest. I feel bad because I really like Bayley and her new character. I obviously have been a big fan of Lacey Evans. I've talked about this in stream a lot. It's just not. It's just not. With these two, I don't feel like it really connected. Good build up going up to the match, but the way it played out, eh. So then we've got three left. My personal favorite match tonight, the only match that I gave an A plus. I'm not biased because I like Dan O'Brien so much, or because I like the Fiend character. Loved the match, loved it. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it going in because I felt obviously the Fiend is going to win. Fiend is, in my eyes, going into WrestleMania with the title. So just kind of sitting back, watching as is, and seeing how it plays out. It just gets off to such a dominant start. Like Brian has, gets in the quick offense, and then just stop sign, dead end, boom. And then it was just a beat down, the strap. Like I just cringed so much during that match as Brian was taking those strap shots. Um, God, it felt so painful to watch. Good pacing by Bray. Um, Brian got his moments into the pulling Bray into or the Fiend into the ring post with the strap, and then just like it sounds weird 'cause I know a lot of people like kind of seeing the feedback. They're kind of pissed about a lot of no selling. You have to understand the character that they're trying to build him to be. He's a monster, and with him being a monster, these things happen. We've seen it with the Undertaker. I'm a big Taker fan, so you probably could, probably not surprised. It doesn't bother me that much, but it works within the context of the character and the flow of the match. I mean, you do that, hit off the top rope or close the knee, and then boom, all of a sudden just no self, just pop up clothesline. The things like that are what help to me build it. It actually works with one with its character, but two within the context of the match because you feel like as an underdog, whoever facing is going to be an underdog. The odds are so overwhelming because it's so hard to inflict like actual damage on him. And you're just like you have to keep digging deep, and then there comes a point where you just have nothing left to give. And that's what we saw in this match. That's how it played out at the end. The defiant slap at the end, and the essential mandible claw choke slam and the pin. I mean, Brian gave it all he had. Even for me, expecting him to go in, there were a couple of moments where I was just kind of leaned back on the couch, like, oh, is he actually gonna lose? And the fact that even with the way his character is built, that you can have those feelings within the match, lets you know that the match is getting to you. I felt the chemistry was really good between the two. If I remember right, it was 6 years ago at the Royal Rumble that they kicked off the match. That's when he, betrayed him in the cage or the cell at on Raw when he was a part of the family, and we've come full circle. Bray the Fiend gets the revenge. The feud is likely over. Bryan still comes out of this looking strong. Bray obviously looks unbeatable. We'll get to that a little bit later. But I thought it was the best match of the night. Not the best moment, best match. I gave it an A+. Good job, guys. We have the second women's title match. Becky and Asuka. Gave it an A-. I'm just going to jump into that right away. I like the head games that were played. Like, you could kind of see it eating away at Becky during the match. Her inability to beat Asuka at various moments. Kairi Sane being out there too, obviously playing a little bit of a factor. But I felt like I loved their match. Just like when I was at the Royal Rumble last year. Their match is great. They have good chemistry together. And I really enjoyed it. There at the Royal Rumble at I can't remember the pay-per-view. Was it TLC? The triple threat match? The triple threat ladder match? They have, in my opinion, they have good chemistry in the ring together. So I was, can they top what they did before? But ultimately, feeling that I just felt that Becky would win, conquer her demons, new feud going forward. The nod at the end I like because it just kind of made you like, one is the, playing up to the build to the match. Can I beat you? Can I beat you? I have to beat you, have to beat you. And then just that nod for the respect at the end, like, okay, maybe it's a nod saying, one is a nod of respect, but one maybe it's also a nod of saying things aren't over yet. But for now, I'll take this from now. But I thought the match played out really well. And I know in some of Becky's matches there have been like a few kind of sloppy moments with spots, but I thought everything played out well. The ending was good too. You knew the miss was going to come up at some point, and the kick there to be able to get away from it, get the win, tap her out. I'll take that. And Becky retains. So Becky's got her momentum continuing as the man going forward into Mania. And then we have the last match. So this is actually a tale of two matches. And I'm going to grade both accordingly. The Royal Rumble as a whole, I give a B+. Now let's break these down. First, we have the Brock Rumble. And we know what it is. Like, pretty much damn near the first half of the match was just total domination. And it works. I know a lot of people were upset. Some of my friends were upset. Social media was, complaining and, voicing their outrage of how boring it was. I like it. I like it for two reasons. One, let's be honest, Brock. Brock was going to dominate in this match. We all knew this was going to happen. But they did a good job. I will give creative huge props. They did a good job of not only building up Brock to be a monster, but also giving you those moments to make you feel like this is going to happen, like he's going to get eliminated. First of all, Sacrificial Lamb song by Elias, A+. He was dying laughing when he said that, the name of the song. Because that's exactly what he was, and it didn't last long. And like Brock was running through guys like, holy crap. But the cool thing about it, in the scope of things, if you look at it, a lot of those guys that were there were mid-card guys, so they had a moment, even if it was brief, just to interact with Brock. They're never going to interact with Brock outside the Rumble. So it's nice to have that moment, just to see them in the ring with him. But he's building himself up. He eliminated Rowan really quick. You had the moment with Kofi, which a lot of people, like when Kofi came out, first, when I heard the New Day's music, like, that's got to be Big E. So we'll have a nice one-on-one moment there. But with Kofi, I kind of leaned back, this is the first time they've been in the ring since the title change. And, Kofi, then Ray, then Big E. So, here you go. 3-on-1. This is the chance. But when Brock jumped off of Big E and delivered that clothesline, it caught me by surprise. It got me to pop up and, get a reaction out of me, and then everyone's gone and right back to one-on-one. Drew, eliminating him, when Drew came out, I was like, okay. Got kind of excited to see what kind of interaction would happen when Drew eliminated him. It actually surprised me, but think about it. Creative built this entire Rumble up to this point to get that reaction out of Drew, because Drew eliminating him, at number 4, at number 6 doesn't get the same reaction as he does at later on in the match. You get this built dislike to Brock, the taunting, just how easy he's making it look. All of that builds to this reaction for Drew Claymore with the Claymore over the top rope. So now we have match number 2. And let's be honest, we all know match number 2. I'm so happy that Drew won. I really, really am. But we all know match number 2 is only, like, it'll be remembered for Drew winning the Rumble. But if you were watching the Rumble and when number 21, when the buzzer went off, and you didn't go crazy, you're not a wrestling fan. Whether you hate him or love him, after being gone for so long. This is why I stay, and this is why I repeat, this is why I stay off the dirt sheets. Because that the way I reacted, I'm not even joking. I talked about it on Twitter. I literally jumped off. Like I think I was walking, and I had food like coming from the kitchen. I had a box of food, and then I had a drink, and I literally jumped and hit my head on the ceiling because it caught me by surprise. I popped so hard. My head actually still hurts from that, but I popped so hard from hearing his music. And obviously, they did too. Like, it was crazy. I still remember how I felt when he had to retire, like how as sudden as it was. It just the emotion that it brought back, and not just that, but for him to actually make it down to the final 3 too. Like, just to think, like, maybe there's a chance. Maybe there's a chance he might win this. Eliminating Orton was hilarious because you see Orton just kind of sneaking, and it's like, just everything about that was perfect. He gets thrown over the rope and he's looking at him like, what the hell? And you could hear it. I don't know if I don't have the exact quote, but it's either I've been around this business too long or I've been around too long, kid, something like that. And you see him like, nah, like he knows. I mean, let's be honest. As opportunistic, ultimate opportunist as Edge is, Orton's not far from it either. So that was a really good moment. I kind of like that Reigns eliminated him because it kind of played up to the boos that he was going to get, but then you get the instant gratification of Reigns getting eliminated and Drew winning the Rumble. So the first match with Brock, I'm actually going to rate an A-, and that's going to sound really odd. I was kind of wavering between a B+ and an A-. I think they did a good job of keeping Brock built as this strong guy, but also giving the other guys a chance to interact with him, number 1. And 2, more importantly, also the build towards his elimination having the reaction that it has. The rest of the Rumble, I give it a B-ish, I'll go B+. Edge alone can push it up to a B+. I feel really unfortunate about AJ's injury. Rusev and Lashley not being in it, thankfully. Oh, man. Just getting a little bit of a breather from them interacting with each other is nice. The one missed opportunity, though, was Corbin and Reigns interacting. I would have loved that. Riddle being eliminated by Corbin right away, that was pretty hilarious. Corbin still gets a little bit of heat, but Corbin getting eliminated quickly, or getting eliminated before he got a chance to interact with Reigns, kind of sucked. That could have been but maybe that's a sign that the feud's over. I don't know. So, to recap, my highlight of the night, the moment of the night, is obviously Edge coming back. It's not really debatable. So, to me, the 3 superstars that gained the most from it are the MVPs of the show, and I guess I'll go with the 3 lowlights. MVP of the show, I'm actually not even going to say Edge. Edge is going to be 3rd for me. The moment was huge, but as far as individual wrestlers, I'm going with Bianca, number 1. Comes in at number 2, lasts almost half an hour, has a great showing, interacts well with different superstars in the match. I liked it. 2, I'm going to go with The Fiend. I think it's his best match since he's come back in character. Him and Bryan have had good chemistry in the past. I thought the match played out well. I know some people are really upset about him the super no-sell at the end popping up. But it made for the big moment where you just look at, it's almost like Jason just coming back again. Like, I can't run anymore. I've given everything I've had to try to take this man out, and he's just still here. Just at this point, just take me. So that would be number two. Um, Number three for me. Do I want to go Edge? I'm gonna go Beth Phoenix. If she chose to come back and have a run, she can still do it. I don't know if she would, but I liked her. I liked the match, the match that she had in the Rumble. Given the injury and having to wrestle, because it's like, man, like she is bleeding. Like this is crazy. Like this is blood flowing from you. You can see the blood spot on the mat and everything. She is a trooper. So I actually have to take Edge out of it. Edge is definitely the moment of the night for sure. The nostalgia hit, and he just, given all the circumstances, amazing. But those are my three MVPs. So I got Bianca number one to recap, The Fiend number two, his best match since coming back, and number three is going to be Beth. Had a solid showing in the Rumble, and with the injury, still able to fight through it. Because in some cases, when stuff like that happens, speaking from a wrestling, you know, and myself, those are moments where they might kind of, hey, we need to get you out of here. You're hurt. We need to find a way to get you out of this match. And for her to just keep chugging along, hey, major, major props. So let me know in the comments what you think. I'm not going to talk too much about the build to WrestleMania just yet. Still need to watch Raw, number one. I also need to let things kind of build out a little bit farther to see what happens. This video went a lot longer than I planned on. I will work on the format going forward. Probably it'd help not to have my notes on my laptop. It'd probably help to have it on like my gaming monitor or something a little bit easier so I don't have to look to the side so much. But let me know what you thought of the Royal Rumble. Of course, when I stream after Raw tonight, I'll be more than happy to talk about it. But these are my thoughts. So let me know what your thoughts are. Whether in the comments or if you want to hop in chat and talk about it later tonight, let me know. Me signing off for now, and have a good Monday. Hopefully Raw is enjoyable. If not, we'll talk about that too. Talk to you guys soon.